I've had so much chrysanthemum tea in my life, at least 2,000 cups. So of course, it's my go-to for caffeine-free. With the lunisolar New Year approaching, I've livened up the home with pomelos. I thought their citrusy fragrance would pair perfectly with chrysanthemum in a hot tea and even a chiffon cake. Yes, there's both chrysanthemum flavored cake and cream in here. Fresh pomelo and sago too. It's just the right treat for filling the home with a bright and festive mood this winter. Let's make the chrysanthemum flavored chiffon cake. Simmer 22 grams of chrysanthemum flowers in 260 grams of milk for 7 minutes. Smells cozy and sweet. Press out the yummy milk tea until you have 120 grams. Moving on to the rest of the cake batter. 6 large egg yolks, 80 grams of canola oil, and 10 grams of vanilla extract, as well as the cooled chrysanthemum milk tea. Next, we'll mix in the dry ingredients. 120 grams of cake flour and 4 grams of baking powder. The first component of the chiffon cake batter is now complete. The meringue is the second component. Start by beating 6 large egg whites until fluffy and opaque. Then gradually trickle in 120 grams of granulated sugar in a steady stream. Continue to beat until you have a meringue with stiff peaks. Bake the chiffon cake in an 8-inch cake pan at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 56 minutes. Once the top of the cake springs back to touch, it's time to cool it upside down for 2.5 hours for it to reach its full height and airiness. For the cake filling, we are making a chrysanthemum flavored cream mousse today. Bloom 1/4 plus 1/8 teaspoon of gelatin powder in 1.5 teaspoon of water. Then simmer 10 grams of chrysanthemum in 220 grams of heavy cream for 5 minutes until you're immersed in that signature floral milky sweet aroma. Strain the cream over the gelatin until you have 128 grams. Then mix in 8 grams of granulated sugar. For the smoothest cream mousse, I am carefully mixing until every grain of gelatin dissolves. Refrigerate the cream until it sets into a custard. To complete the cream mousse, beat 128 grams of heavy cream until stiff peaks. Then combine the chrysanthemum custard with the whipped cream. Free aromatherapy. I love cracking open the soft pomelo rind, releasing the citrus juice into the air. I'm not kidding, our air purifier always kicks into turbo mode in response. "300 grams of freshly peeled pomelo is plenty for filling the cake. Once done assembling the cake, it's goodbye for now. Let the cake set in the fridge overnight and save any leftover chrysanthemum cream as well. Both the cake and I now need a good sleep. The sun isn't quite out yet, but some fresh pomelo always refreshes my sinuses and mood on gray winter mornings like this. To make today's hot tea, I'm steeping 5 grams of chrysanthemum flowers and 50 grams of pomelo in 3 cups of freshly boiled water for 10 minutes. The idea for this cake came to me during the darkest days of winter. I had just gone caffeine-free, and the late fall fruits had all finally vanished from the markets. But restriction breeds innovation. In the so-called barren season, I can still foster warmth and creativity indoors. For today's garnish highlight, some freshly cooked sago pearls, a favorite snack of mine in early childhood. The cherished tender first bite of sago, and a sweet and mellow chiffon cake with a comforting deep fragrance that actually reminds me a bit of freshly baked banana bread. But then there's the pomelo fruit that sparkles on my tongue. I still think my favorite part is the fragrant cream. It is gentle yet luscious. It sounds too poetic to be true, but this cake tastes like it was made in the fairy realm. Dainty in each bite, but packed with layers of nature's flavors as precious as magic. And I can enjoy it all as much as I want, even into the dim early evening, since it's all caffeine free.